Hello guys, welcome to the channel. I'm happy to be here again guys, and I will be talking about Ventana today. We're going to be going really fast about the gear, how the costume works, and some testing as well real quick for you guys to be able to learn everything that you need to learn about the character. I want to give you guys a really quick life update here. By the time I'm recording this video, my wife is already at home. She's no longer in the clinic. She's recovering. Still she would need some rest, but that's something that allows me to breathe and be calm, right? Because that helped me very, very stressed out. But everything's fine now when she's at home. And I do want to thank you guys for being here. The channel is growing, and if you want to continue supporting me, helping me for the channel to improve, just please consider subscribing. It is free. And if you want to leave a like because you like the content, do so. If you want to leave a dislike because probably I said something that was wrong or it was just not good enough, do so as well, because that's something that is definitely going to help me. And yeah, also leave a comment guys, and if you have any questions either related to this video or any other thing or any general question that you may have, I always answer. I'm always checking my comments here. If I have anything pending that I have not answered to, I always make sure to check that out so that I can answer to all of you guys. So something that I noticed just before we continue with the video is that there has been a lot of changes, and maybe I missed some of those changes because I was away from the game for 2 months. But I will probably have to make a dedicated video about that, about all the changes that have been implemented and that are going to be implemented in the future. So let's go with the character guys. So as you know, Ventana, we got the comeback idol costume for her. I got it after doing 100 pulls without getting anything. I won the 50-50 and I got the character, and then I bought another copy of her with the free costume that we can get every month, right? With the 1,600 content thread, right? All of that just for me to be able to get more pulls and save those pulls so that the next time probably I can get the costumes early and then do these type of guys early as well. The costume is very straightforward guys, and is following the trend of characters that are able to self buff, right? In this case, the character is going to be getting a 75% increase of attack, right, when you use the costume for 4 turns, which allow you to not only get advantage of that buff for this costume, but also for the Snow White Ventana costume as well. And I'm guessing, right, if we so far got a Snow White costume for Ventana, and we also are getting a comeback idol costume for Ventana, then there should be a standard version of Ventana that we have not gotten so far. So at some point Ventana would have 3 costumes, which is really, really interesting. I'm waiting for that. Actually, I want to let you know guys, I was expecting for this costume to be the one that allowed you to set yourself off without needing to have another character on the team, right? Because if instead of getting a buff, what this does was that it would put a concentrated debuff on the enemy, that would be insane, because then this costume would benefit from it, and then the other costume would also benefit from it as well. But that's not the case. You would still need to bring another character along, which is the downside of this costume, right? The damage is insane. You deal 400% of the attack, and if you have the concentrated debuff on the enemy, or the enemy is using a provoke skill, then you would deal the same amount of damage, but it would be pure physical damage, and you will be like, what the heck is pure physical damage? And it was the same for me. I was like, what is this? I definitely, when I saw this, I was like, okay, I'm definitely missing something. During those 2 months, they said something that I'm missing on. So I have to go back, read all of that, and finally where I was able to get the information was from IceKane on Reddit. So I want to give a shout out to him. I would be leaving the link for his guide on the description of the video and also on the comments, so that you can guys go there and check. He did a guide for the new theme hunt, and in there he was explaining what the hell pure physical damage is and what is pure magical damage as well, because it's all the same. They introduced pure physical damage and pure magical damage. So if things were broken, they are about to get even more broken in the future. So what it does pretty much is that it does the same as true damage, which is now called fixed damage, but it is able to crit. So it is already insane. So you ignore armor, you ignore barriers, and you crit. So pretty much anything that you hit that has a lot of armor is going to be dead, right? If you upgrade the costume, something that I noticed is that +3 is normally the point in which you are going to be getting a reduced SP cost. For this costume, that's not the case. For this costume, the only difference when you get to +3 is that you get the maximum amount of buff available for the costume, which is 100% of attack. And aside from that, the speed cost would not reduce. It would stay at 5, which makes the character very expensive for things like PvP, for example. And if you get it to +5, it's just an increase on damage. It's going to be 700% attack instead of the 500% that you get at +3. Anyways, +3 to me seems to be a really good stopping point, and that's going to be enough for most of the things that you actually need this costume for. When it comes to gear, guys, just, you know, the standard, go with the weapon. Always go with the weapon, because it is definitely insane, especially when the weapon has crit damage in the exclusive ability. Insane, and would allow you to deal massive amounts of damage. When it comes to gear, just follow what I already said on my previous guide for gear. You need to go with either 90% defense, right, or 90% magical resistance, right? Either or, depending on the situation. Or if you are able to keep the character away from being hit, like on this battle, right, on the current fiend boss battle, you actually can move her around so that she doesn't receive any damage in any of the battles. So you can then go with, you know, prioritizing damage, right? So I'm using this because he has double crit damage here, and I'm using this because he has double crit damage. So pretty much that's the reason for me to have this. Obviously, always go with crit damage on the neck, and there is no need for you to go higher than 500% crit damage. So you may play around with that, probably change the crit damage here for attack. It all depends. I just really don't pay attention to that because we have so many buff that at the end of the day, the diminishing returns that people talk about when you get to 500% crit damage, probably is better to go with attack. At the end of the day, when you get so many buff, you're going to be getting so much attack that I think that it would not matter at the end of the day. So I'm using this Rebellion mostly because I like the crit rate. I like the character to be able to function without the need of too many buff, right? If I need 2 characters to give me crit rate for the character to work, that's something that I don't really like a lot. But for example, I have already 45% crit damage, or sorry, crit rate, and if I have Ariness and give me 30%, that's already 75%. 75% is a very decent amount of crit rate for you to actually be able to use the character in general content, right? Of course, you can get to 100%, why not, right? So this is going to be pretty much everything that I'm going to share to you guys regarding the gear. So let's go with the demonstration now, guys. So we are going to be using our friend Beowulf, but Beowulf is not going to be the test subject this time. I need someone that attacks 2 times, so I'm going to be using this because I think she doesn't have any gear. She does not, so she would not be able to kill anything. Alright, so pretty much what I'm going to be doing is I need to simulate 2 attacks before I attack with her, because Regenerate has 2 attacks here as well, right? So I will be explaining in a moment, right? But for now, the reason why I'm setting up like this is I'm going to be having 100% crit rate with these 2 buff, right? And the whole idea is to attack this enemy, which is called the Sticky Hell, right? And the Sticky Hell has a peculiarity, and it is that it has 35% defense. So we're going to be attacking without the concentrated debuff on the enemy first to see how much damage I do. And then after that, I'm going to be using Regenerate to put the concentrated attack on the other Sticky Hell that is here, so that I can then see how much damage I do. Because then it is supposed to deal more damage, because it's going to be true damage, which is going to be ignoring the 35% defense that the enemy has. So here we go. Let's check this out. I'm hoping she doesn't kill the enemy. Wait. Alright, my bad, guys. I didn't set it up well. I actually need to do this. Okay, let's do this. And you don't need to do anything. And let's go. Okay, it didn't kill it. And that's 65,000. Okay, guys, 65,000. Remember, I'm attacking first with Samai because I want to have the 2 chain damage before I attack, because Regenerate is also going to attack 2 times. So if I don't do it like this, then I will not be able to know exactly how much damage I'm doing, because, you know, I'm missing on the increase of damage by the chain attack. If you want to know more about chain attack, I have a video about chain attack, by the way. So it's all the same, all the crits. I will be concentrating my attack on that one now, and I should be able to deal more damage because the enemy has 35% physical resistance, right? Or defense, 35% defense. So here we go, and that's 100,000, right? 100,000. So that's going to be pretty much an increase of 35,000 damage, right? So guys, pretty much that's it. It's demonstrated here that it definitely deals true damage, ignoring the armor. And by what Kane said on his ready pause, the attack, the pure physical attack, also ignores all barriers that the enemy may have set up. So again, as I said before, it's a direct counter for a character like Grand Hill, right? But the only issue is that she's going to be using all your SP, right? She's going to be using 5 SP just to kill that enemy. And anyways, guys, thank you so much for being here. I hope that you enjoyed the video and that I have been informative enough and that the video is good enough. See you in the next one, and peace.